this is gonna be a real one, y'all. Because I wanted to share what an actual life with Christ looks like. There are so many misconceptions that life with Christ is so peaceful, and it's so loving, and it's so enjoyable, and it's so like just filled with happiness. But that's actually false. Like, my life is hard. I go through times in my life where I still feel like I am not enough. I'm going through a season right now where I just feel unlovable. Like, everybody in my life leaves. My dad, my friends. Like, I can't find my person. Like, I'm nobody's first choice. And it's so hard to feel like that. And I just keep asking God, like, I know you have somebody for me, but when? Because I've been waiting so long. But I think it's easier with God. Because when I feel like this, it brings me back to when before I gave my life to Christ and I was not okay. But I am okay now. Because even when I feel like this, I still trust in God, and it feels less painful. You know, it feels like I can actually get up and go about my day. Whereas before, I wouldn't want to live. I wouldn't want to be alive. But now I want to be alive. And I know that I don't have my person yet, but I will. If it's God's will, it will happen. Life with Christ is not rainbows and sunshines all the time, constantly. It is a battle. It is a fight. There are times when I question God and His will, but I just have to trust in Him. It is a battle, but it is a battle that I'm worth fighting. It is a battle that is worth fighting because I know that it's gonna all be okay because God has me. And He loves me. And even if nobody on this earth chooses me, God chooses me. And that's what matters to me. So no, the Christian walk is not easy. It's not crystal perfect, clear. It's not amazing all the time. It's not rainbows and butterflies and sunshine. It's not. Sometimes it's cloudy. Sometimes it's lightning and thundering. But through all of that, I have my God, my light at the end of the darkness. So while it's not perfect, it's better than it was before. Because before I felt way emptier than I do now. I felt nothing. Now I feel peace, knowing that everything will work out in God's way. So, yeah, it's not amazing, but it's so much better than before. And if this has taught you anything, it's that those battles that you're going through without God, they hurt a hell of a lot more than they do with God.
Hey guys, I can't believe we made it to episode 2 and I don't have these this time because that audio was a little bit bad. But today we're going to be talking about feeling unlovable in your walk with God. So I have a clip that I'm going to be putting in this episode, and it is me crying my eyes out like today, this morning, and I am beautiful right now. I was hangry also in that video and I just ate, so I'm better now. I think that, like I said in the video, a lot of people have misconceptions about Christianity. They think that we think that our life is perfect with God, and that is actually the total opposite. My life is far from perfect. I have gone through so many ups and downs in my life that a normal person would look at me where I was back then without God and look at me now and just wouldn't understand what had happened because of everything that's happened in my life. I'm not saying I've had the worst life ever. I've had an amazing life, and I'm thankful for the moments in my life that made me who I am today. But for me, my life is pretty awful, as it is for everybody else. I think that I am better with God. I think that I still do struggle. I struggle with sin. I struggle with not loving myself. That is something that I struggled with most of my life, and it still happens to this day. There are moments in my life where I just feel like I am so ugly. I hate myself sometimes. But I have to look in the mirror and see Jesus in me and see the person that created me, the person that made me who I am today, the person that's been by my side through every step of my life. And I have to come to the realization, like, if Jesus can die on the cross for me, why am I sitting in the mirror hating myself? I was worthy enough to die on the cross for. Like, Jesus died on the cross for me, and I'm telling myself I'm not worthy. That's like disrespectful to what he's done for me, so I think, like, with God, life is so much better because I have that realization. I have that hope. I have that, wait a minute, my God died on the cross for me. Like, wow. And I think the most beautiful thing about it is my God came to this earth to experience everything that I experience, right? Jesus was tempted every day. Jesus was human. He was tempted. Yet he lived a sinless life. And that is so beautiful. Like, my God knows how I feel. My God knows what sadness is. He knows what depression is. He knows what grief is. He knows what sin is. He understands what I go through. And I think that just makes me feel so much more at ease when I go through a tough season in my life. Like, my God knows what I go through, and he can use that to comfort me, and so I think, like, going through what I went through, I kind of appreciate it today, what I went through, because I kind of like to look back at it and be like, wow, I've grown so much. And like I said, from an outsider, if they took a look at my life back then and then looked at my life now, they would be so mind boggled. They'd be so confused. How did I go from that to this? And there's only one answer for that. God. I am not perfect today. My walk with Christ is far from easy. It is hard. I fight like hell every day, but I do it with God, and that's the difference. Before, I didn't have God. I didn't have anybody. I was lonely without God. Now I can be lonely with God, and that is the difference. And that right there is love. Like, I feel loved. I feel happy. I feel fulfilled. I feel sustained. Like, even if the people, like I said in the video that I'm going to put in this video, even if nobody on this earth loves me, God loves me. And that is the difference. Even if nobody on this earth chooses me, God chooses me. And that is the difference. So, in summary, the walk with God is far from perfect. I feel unlovable every single day because I feel like everybody in my life has left me, but God has never left me. And at the end of the day, when I feel unlovable, I can think so hard on that. God has never left my side, and what a God that is. What a God that does so much for sinners, for evil people, for a world that hated him. That is beauty, that is love, that is what a father does. And so, no, life with God isn't perfect. It's a lot sometimes, and I do question God sometimes, but I think it's so much easier with God, you know? I'm not completely alone in this. I have hope. I have security in knowing who my Father is. And so I'd say for somebody looking to follow Jesus, your life isn't gonna magically get better overnight. You're not going to be instantly better. You're not going to have an easy life because you love God. You're going to have a life like you did before, where you had rough patches, but it's going to be insanely better because you have God. Life doesn't get easier, it gets better with God. And if you're feeling unlovable and you have a walk with God, you are not unlovable because God loves you. Have a beautiful day, guys.